What's going on, everyone? Cardinal Nation. Well, the season is now officially over for the St. Louis Cardinals, unfortunately. But we win in the season finale 4-3 over the Cincinnati Reds in the final game in the career of Adam Wainwright. And, well, he got one final at bat. And I was assuming, and I think probably lots of people were assuming that the at bat that he took on Friday night was going to be his last ever plate appearance, but got one more AB in the bottom of the eighth inning. Fortunately, struck out, but still got a huge ovation, and there was a special pregame ceremony before the game. Yadier Molina and Albert Pujols were there, and yeah, so just a pretty special game, emotional too for sure. And yeah, so now time to say goodbye to one of the best Cardinal pitchers of all time, and uh, ends his career with exactly 200 wins. And that final start that he had a couple weeks ago was an outstanding one, and stinks that his final season was probably his worst season yet, but it is what it is, and he'll definitely be missed. So, um, anyway, the Reds would take an early 1-0 lead, a leadoff home run on the third pitch of the game by Nick Martini, his sixth of the year off of Miles Michaelis to make it 1-0 Cincinnati. And then in the bottom of the second, we were tied up 1-1 on the first ever RBI for rookie second baseman Irving Lopez. Irving Lopez, who was called up last week and drives in his first ever run, and so that would tie the game up 1-1. The Reds would then go back on top 2-1. RBI double by Ellie De La Cruz. That would make it 2-1, and then Jordan Walker, Cardinals rookie phenom, with an RBI double to tied up 2-2, and then fellow rookie Lucan Baker would put us up 3-2, and then Jose Fermin would put us up 4-2, and Jordan Walker finishes his first full season with 51 RBIs and a 276 average, 16 home runs, and OPS just under 800. So a pretty solid rookie season for Jordan Walker, and I think he's going to be a Cardinal for maybe not for his whole career, but I think for a while, and I think he's going to have some big moments in his career. And I definitely think will definitely be an all-star, maybe even next year. So, anyway, and Miles Michaelis in this game, after allowing 3 runs, would allow an RBI double in the top of the 7th, but Michaelis would get through 7 innings in his final start of the year. So a very solid outing. He would strike out 10, and you go back to his first start of the year, way back at the end of March against the Toronto Blue Jays, and in that game, we lost that game 10-9. Michaelis only went like 4 innings in that game. It was a wild game, and yeah, but a pretty solid season for Michaelis. 9-13 record. The ERA, I know it probably isn't where he wanted it, but he had some solid starts. So, and will be back with the Cardinals for next year. So, and then a perfect eighth inning from left-hander John King, and John King, ever since the Cardinals acquired him from the Rangers in the Jordan Montgomery trade, has been pretty solid. And we'll see if he'll be back for the Cardinals next year. And then closing out in the ninth, Ryan Helsley. The Reds would strand two runners, and Helsley would pick up his 14th save. And of course, he missed 3 months of the season. And the season could have been a bit different if Helsley didn't get injured. So, but yeah. So Wainwright now will officially be retired, and the Cardinals finish the 2023 season with a record of 71-91, and finish in last place in the National League Central for the first time since 1990, and it's definitely a season probably to forget. Uh, but I think there is still some good things that happened during the season, but just a lot of players had down years. Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, reigning MVP, had a very uh, down year compared to last year. It was still a good year, but pretty hard to cap off what he did last year. Uh, Nolan Gorman, who uh, couldn't play the final couple weeks because of injury, but he had a very good year. 24 home runs. So, and yeah, but I hope next year will be better. But one of our main struggles this season was the pitching. Our starters had like one of the highest ERAs in the league, and I believe we also have like the most blown saves in baseball, or at least the National League. So that definitely will need to change in the offseason. And this team, I think, is going to could look a bit different next year. Uh, but Arenado, Goldschmidt, Edman, all those guys will definitely be back. So, and yeah, so and Oliver Marmol will be back next year as well. So, anyway, uh, we will open up the 2024 season uh, March the 28th against the Los Angeles Dodgers in Los Angeles. Our first 7 games will be in California against the Dodgers and Padres. And then our home opener is against the Miami Marlins. So, and the Marlins are in the playoffs. So, just already looking forward to next year. So, but yeah. So even though it was definitely a season that not many people were hoping for or were expecting us finishing in last place after winning the division, making the playoffs last year. I think most people expected us to do the same this year, but that didn't happen. So, and it stinks that we're not in the playoffs. So, but next year I hope is better. So the playoffs are set. The Braves and Dodgers, the top 2 seeds in the National League. The American League gets the Orioles and Astros. So, should be an interesting postseason. Definitely looking forward to that. So, anyway, thank you much for watching. And as always, comics are saying, go Cards.